preparing to,
Live on YouTube. Hi, everybody in YouTube land.
we're not yet there. Just give it a second. It's
Thank
a
you.
slow old
You
computer.
renamed me.
That's
Thank
live
you.
on YouTube.
Done redirecting to YouTube. Now I'll wait to see you all back in 1 second, I hope.
Hey,
Come
Neil,
on.
you sound kind of distant tonight. Are you,
Are you talking to me?
yeah, can you crank up your volume?
It's stand by a minute. All right. Let's give this a go. All right, we are live on YouTube. In the
Hello, YouTube.
You
computer.
renamed me. Thank you.
Hi, Sue.
Hi, Deb.
Done redirecting to YouTube. Now I'll wait to see you all back in 1 second, I hope. Okay, let me shut this off, right?
Hey, Neil, you sound kind of distant.
Hang on a minute.
That's the YouTube playback.
Yeah. So now we are recording live on YouTube, and I want to welcome each and every one of you to the virtual Rosendale open mic of 7/13/2020. And we have got a really special night ahead of us. We've got a whole bunch more people that are going to be coming in. But we're going to start our show with a very, very, very special guest. And it's a very special guest who I've loved and adored for a whole bunch of years. And I've gotten to know a little bit better now since really Don White. And actually, speaking of Don White, I can't remember where to put this picture, but this picture of this person and myself, oh, let me see, where do you put it?
Just hold it still.
I'm trying to, but this is a picture that Don White orchestrated many years ago of myself with Don White and Christine Lavin. And Christine Lavin has been kind enough to join us tonight as our very, very special opening person to greet us tonight. And I just want to tell you a little bit about Christine, who's about to embark on recording her 25th album since 1983.
Holy shamoly.
Yeah, so I'm just going to read a brief little bit about her. That she's New York City based. For those of you who don't know her, she's
but I hate the Yankees.
And then she hates. She loves the Red Sox.
That's right.
But
know your audience.
And there's nothing that bars Christine anywhere. She is the done a whole bunch of recording with a bunch of female artists, and I know male artists as well. And she, the female artist, has the name of the group. She's a founding member of the Four Bitchin' Babes.
Yay!
Best known, and I know that for sure, for her sense of humor, which is expressed both in her music and her onstage performances, which I was part of once. Thank you, Christine. And many of her songs are alternating between comedy and emotional reflections on romance. If you go to her website, my goodness, you'll laugh just at the titles of some of her songs. She has a special 1 minute and 59-second napkin folding video that she put out recently. There's best of.
Well, you just hooked me.
Yeah. There's the best of Christine Lavin, 20 songs put into 4 during this epidemic. But she also, Christine is about to have some glaucoma prevention surgery, and she really wanted me to bring out to you just how important it is not to put off during this pandemic. And now we know it's going to go on for a long time. How important it is for none of us to put off any of our medical appointments. So please take that as a real special note from Christine Lavin. And I'm going to turn this. Christine.
Neil.
Yes.
Neil,
All right.
one question, Christine.
Okay.
Actually, a question to everybody else, mostly the guys. How many guys in the room have at one time or another been a sensitive New Age man?
Let's see. Come on, raise your hands up.
I think Ken knows some of your work, Christine, and then Christine's going to take the helm because we have another special guest right after Christine, but Christine's going to share 2 songs with us. Let me say no more than welcome to Christine Lavin to Rosendale Open Mic.
Yay! Thank you.
I warned you you were going to be muted.
I was just trying to get your attention.
Well done.
Here we go. I'll never do this. Here, let's. Oh, I was never the kind of musician who ever sung the blues. I'm too full up with optimism. I find it hard to watch the news, but if you know anything about music, you recognize this is a blues progression that I play in the key of A. For the first time in my life, I'm singing the blues because of what happened to me the other day. You're thinking, what happened? What happened? Testify, sister. All right, I will. I was looking in the mirror. Mirror was looking back at me. A woman in the mirror said, here's a dose of reality. Then she mumbled something. I had to lean in and say, could you repeat what you just said? The woman in the mirror grimaced, rolled her eyes, shook her head. The next day the same thing happened. I was talking to my reflection. She was mumbling back. I had to think, is this some kind of trick of natural selection? Come on out with it. Speak up. Unless you want to play charades. Woman in the mirror leaned in and said, you need hearing aids. I said, what? She said, you need hearing aids. What you talking about, mirror woman? I admit I was dismayed. I said, I've had my hearing tested. She said, that's right, you have. 5 years ago. Oh. Did they tell you that your hearing was perfect then? I couldn't lie. I said, no. She said, did you have your hearing tested again after that? Again, I could not lie. 4 years ago, I knew my ears were in trouble. But how much trouble? That was hard to quantify. She said, 6 months ago you had your hearing tested. How was that? Worse. It's a curse. She said, you gotta stop living in a fool's universe. Now when I talk to the woman in the mirror, I hear every word. It took me 5 years to get to this point. I admit that is absurd. So if you find yourself saying, what? Over and over again, get your hearing tested. Time to get back into life, my friend. Oh, I was never the kind of musician who ever sung the blues. I'm too full up with optimism. I still find it hard to watch the news, but if you know anything about music, you recognize this is a blues progression that I play in the key of A. For the first time in my life, I'm singing the blues. But now I hear everything. I hear everything. You talk behind my back and I will hear you. I hear everything going on today. What? I'm not a very good blues singer? I heard that.
All right, Christine, that was awesome. Awesome.
I gotta tell you, I wrote that song at Yaddo. Yaddo is an artist colony in Saratoga Springs. I think I was the first folk singer they'd had at Yaddo in maybe 50 years. So if any of you have ever thought of going to an arts colony to just work on music or work on a book or work on anything, put Yaddo on your radar, because a lot of folks sing, and it's right in Saratoga Springs. Every week I went to the open mic at the Cafe Lena. So it's a great place. And I made a video for it, but I have to do a studio recording, and I have my audiologist in the video at the end when I'm singing really, really bad. And he goes, "You're not a very good blues singer." And I go, "I heard that." So he's going to do that on the record too. But again, it's in keeping what Neil talked about. We got to take care of our hearing. And by the way, I do have my hearing aids in right now. Both of them. They're really little, but they're very expensive.
One thing I did want to say, add to your bio, that I forgot to say that I really want to do. We have a whole bunch of geniuses in this group right here, and Christine Lavin is a lifelong astrophysics hobbyist and has included those themes in her music. She is the favorite musician of Neil deGrasse Tyson. So go figure that one out.
Wow.
Especially because I got 1D in college, and it was in astronomy.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Oh,
So
Christine.
first thing I did when I met Neil deGrasse Tyson, he invited me to sing a song at one of his events. I told him, I got a D in astronomy. I didn't want him to hear it on the street.
Well, now you're playing it for this Neil and all of my friends. And we love it. So.
Well, here we go. Now, this is kind of a short song, but I think you're going to like it.
Wait.
Somehow I got muted again?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm supposed to do 2 songs, right? Okay. There's a storm on the horizon. Skies are blustery and gray. All hands on deck, anchors away. The captain says full steam ahead. You can trust in me. Now we're hanging on for dear life between the devil and the deep blue sea. His crew are all landlubbers, his son-in-law and daughter. Neither of them has spent any time on this kind of water. He's never piloted a ship. He does not want advice. As we head into the storm, I guess he'd rather roll the dice. And when it all goes wrong, we can't say we weren't warned. And when it all goes wrong, when we're enveloped by the storm, when it all goes wrong, when he drives that ship aground, we'll throw captain and crew overboard, then turn this ship around. I wrote this song 2 weeks before his inauguration. I thought by now this song would be passé. But we're living in a time where we get no clear explanation. What was he doing in Lafayette Park, waving a Bible around that day? It's a book, we are sure, like John Bolton's book and like Mary Trump's book that's coming out tomorrow, that he will never, ever read. Better batten down the hatches, the ship of state will drift. We never know exactly when and how his mood will shift. He can't focus on the ocean, he can't focus on the land. Our captain's so distracted by what's tweeting in his hand. Pirates lurking on the waves, hackers in the wire. Love the way he crook his finger when he said you're fired, as if those words entitled him to lead this bloodless coup. I look forward to the day we say those words to you. And when it all goes wrong, we can't say we weren't warned. And when it all goes wrong, when we're enveloped by the storm, when it all goes wrong, when he drives that ship aground, we'll throw captain and crew overboard, then turn the ship around. you life preservers. We don't wanna watch you drown, but we're gonna throw you overboard and turn this ship around.
Wow.
Christine, that was
Thank you.
Oh,
But Matt, and that song was inspired by Keith Olbermann, the sports journalist. He said this before the inauguration. He said, "When it all goes wrong, and we know it will, we can't say we weren't warned." So I know a good lyric when I hear it. If I haven't, but I always want to give credit to Keith Olbermann. So our next performer is an American-Israeli performer who's been living in Israel now for many, many years. And I actually visited her there when I performed at the Jacob's Ladder Festival many years ago. And as an interesting aside, she also wrote a song that now Neil deGrasse Tyson loves, because I sent it to him. Oh, what's that noise? oh, was somebody clogging?
Joe, could you shut that off?
Just
Well,
to make
anyway.
you feel better, that was not a train.
Oh, okay, all right. So she wrote a song about Vera Rubin, who is someone who has just had an observatory named after her, but she's gone to her great. She's in the big constellation in the sky now, but. Sandy Cash sent me the song a couple of months ago and said, could you make a video for this? And I was so busy, I was about to just say, I'm sorry, I can't. But I listened to her song and I thought, I have to do this. So I worked really hard on it and I posted it on Facebook and it got out there. And one of the people it got to is this really big guy in science, besides Neil deGrasse Tyson, who flipped over her song and asked if he could now take that song and make his own video. And she felt so bad for me because I spent all this time making this video, and here comes this guy, I don't want that. But it reminded me of somebody I did not like said. The only thing I ever liked that he said was Ronald Reagan. He said, there's no telling how far you can go if you don't care who gets the credit. And I told her immediately, of course, this guy is very big. He's got thousands and thousands of followers in the astronomy world. So he has now made it. So she has 2 videos out for the song called More Than Meets the Eye. And I always think of videos as a vehicle to deliver the song. And if you have a better vehicle and a faster vehicle and a bigger vehicle, use it. And don't worry about hurting the feelings of somebody who makes the smaller vehicle. Because, Dave Van Ronk said, when music of quality sells, it's good for all of us. So it's really a thrill to introduce her to all of you. She's a fine woman. She works at the Weizmann Science Center, not too far from Tel Aviv. And she's got a family, and she really is she's like a sensitive new age girl. Sandy Cash.
hey, thank you. Thank you for a great set.
All right, who let her in?
Mike is preparing it, I believe.
So I'm going to put on the Sandy Cash video right now. Wish me luck.
Hey.
Thank you, Mike, and to all our...
And I should say the sync issue is in the video, not in.
Okay, Mike.
Yeah.
I was gonna mute everybody if you don't mind. Then you have to unmute yourself.
Yeah.
And there's Sandy.
Let's see. All right, here goes.
Hi, my name is Sandy Cash. I'd like to thank Neil for welcoming me to the Roslindale Open Mic. And I'm sending in a recorded contribution because I'm sitting here in my home in Beit Shemesh, Israel. And when you get together for your Zoom open mic, it's about 2 o'clock in the morning. So thank you. And the song I've chosen to share with you is from my CD called A Thing So Real. And it was inspired by the old saying that when the going gets tough, the tough go shopping. Now, we're all going through tough times. I know that getting to the shopping mall might be a little difficult these days, but we'll just consider it a hope for the future. Here goes. I remember when it happened, I was feeling pretty down. I thought I'd lift my spirits with some shopping in the town. The lights, the noise, the music, and the crush of humankind would all unite to drive the day's disasters from my mind. To get the full effect, I chose a huge department store, the kind with festive banners and a glass revolving door. An outstretched hand, a clockwise push, that's all it took for me to join the teeming masses for some retail therapy. I searched through all the clothing, the jewelry, and the rest, but every purchase option seemed to get me more depressed. No matter where I turned and looked, the offering seemed to be designed for someone younger, thinner, wealthier than me. So I gave up, admitted to myself that I'd been beat. But the soda machine called to me as I turned toward the street. A jolt of caffeine, saccharin, and caramel coloring. And hey, the sign assured me that it was the real thing. My coins clinked to the bottom, the drink shot down the hole, but the can slipped through my grasp and on the floor began to roll. I reached out, suddenly I felt I'd slipped into a dream, because that can of Coke, I swear, chugged off on its own steam. It zipped through ladies' lingerie and down the housewares aisle. It hopped the escalator with me following all the while. Although I feared I'd lost my mind, I held tight to the trail as it rolled down a darkened hall beyond a year's end sale. I took a look around just to make sure the coast was clear, then followed down the corridor, my heart pounding with fear. Down at the end, a mirrored wall gleamed dimly in the light. I stared and saw the can roll through that mirror out of sight. I walked up to the mirror and I reached out with my hand. My fingers slipped right through like Alice's in Wonderland. I gulped, then squeezed my whole self through to see what I would find. I found a store, but nothing like the one I'd left behind. The shelves were lined with presents, all in shining paper wrapped. But as I reached for one, I felt my shoulder being tapped. "This one's for you," the salesman said, "we're really glad you came." He handed me a box, and on the card was my own name. "I'm not quite sure I get it," I said, a little lost. "What exactly is this gift, and how much does it cost?" "It's not for sale," the man replied, "it's meant for you alone. Besides, it makes no sense to buy what you already own." "But what's inside?" I asked the man. He said, "It's hard to tell. You could be a stranger to this gift or know it very well. But if you want to use the gift, there's really just one way. Don't take it home, but leave it here to always give away." He pointed out an empty space upon a nearby shelf. I hesitated, hoping I could keep it for myself. "But surely you have something I can take home from the store. Without something in hand, I'll never know what this was for." The salesman smiled and said to me, "Now, here's the tricky part. You don't need things in hand when you can hold them in your heart. And if you feel you're missing something, well, that may in fact be true. But that empty space feels fuller when you give the gift of you." I smiled and thanked the man and left my box there in the store. And suddenly I found myself in the real world once more. I pushed through that revolving door and strolled off through the night. But not before I stopped by that machine and bought a Sprite. Thank you very much. If you want to hear about more of my music, you can go visit me at sandycash.com. Have a good evening. Thank you for hosting me. See you later. Bye.
Thank you.
Oh, it's great.
Very nice.
That was Sandy Cash, everybody. That was wonderful, wonderful. And for Christine Lavin, who I know can still hear us, I want to let you know a little bit of a surprise on your end. Even though it's 2 o'clock in Israel, somehow my dear friend Janet Lerner and Sandy Cash were going to stay up because I told her about a special surprise they were going to get. So Janet Lerner is the reason that I have been blessed to have been playing in Israel. And boy, my wings are tired, but I've been playing in Israel lately. So it's my honor and it's my pleasure. And Christine, they're watching you right now. And thank you to both Janet and, of course, to Sandy. So we're going to continue our open mic. We've got a wonderful night ahead of us. And next up is our wonderful, very dear friend, Mr. Barry Spyro. And I bet Marjorie's there as well. So hello, Marjorie and Barry. And let's get going. Hi, Marjorie. Good to see you.
Can I unmute?
Yes,
Hello.
You can
are we
hear
on?
us? Okay.
good.
Are we on? So, my name is Barry Spyro, and I am going to play a song, Mandolini. I know about half of you, and half of you don't know me. I haven't been there for a while. So I don't know if you all know Mike Delaney as Mando. But Mike Delaney is my best friend, and I wrote him a song, Mandolini. And I think I might have given him the name Mandolini, You're So Zany. I don't know if anybody's ever referred to him with the zany. I know Bennett Hammond referred to him that way, but I'll take credit for that. I think in this song are many of Mike's former songs that you might not even know because he writes so many songs. And the orange guy at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue is only there so that Mike Delaney can write 365 songs. Amazing, amazing thing. So this is Mandolini. And Christine, I'd like you to open up for me every time. Mandolini, you're so zany. Won't you sing a song for us? We'll clap our hands and stomp our feet, and we'll sing your chorus. Mandolini, you're so zany. Won't you sing a song for us? Mandolini, you're so zany. And it's a rap song. He's a professional, he's no trainee. Some people think he's insane-y. I think he's quite brainy. He don't like Dick Cheney. Mando, Mandolini, Mando, Mandolini, Mando, Mandolini, Mando, Mandolini. Holly Simon sings, You're So Zany. He likes Lois Laney. He don't smoke no Mary Janey. He's as sweet as sugar caney. Mando, Mandolini, Mando, Mandolini, Mando, Mandolini, Mando, Mandolini. Protest songs, that's his bag about political causes. He will rag, he's a hunk, a real cool stag. Sadly soon his body parts will sag. Mandolini, Mando, Mandolini, Mando, Mandolini, Mando, Mandolini. And of course he sings his songs, great success, like 1-800-CONFESS. And there's tofu, his vegan killer whale, and colonoscopy probes up his tail. Mandolini, you're so zany. Won't you sing a song for us? We'll clap our hands and stomp our feet, and we'll sing your chorus. Mandolini, you're so zany. Won't you show us what to do? Mandolini, you're so zany. We just want to sing with you.
Whoa, Barry!
Thank you.
Awesome, my friend. Barry, you must have known I was going to request that song tonight. So thank you for playing it. And that's for my partner, Mike Delaney there. Can you tell? So that means all of you, once we're back together, and I know Christine put it in quotes, once we're back to a normal life. I'm not sure what that's going to look like, but we'll get there, and we'll get there when the time is right. This is so much, as Chris Lavin said in some of our meetings that we've had, we all have front row seats to some of our favorite performers right now. And I love that saying, and I totally agree with her. So next, and also, we have a whole bunch of brand new people, and let me just take a peek here, because the next person, the little, I'm sorry, Michelle Abadia, is that correct, Michelle? Are you in the room?
I haven't found her name on the.
I don't see her name for the moment, so but I do. We will come back to Michelle when she comes in. So let me hand over the stage to, and let me, before I go on, let me thank Karen Sauer and Ken Porter and Mike Delaney for being co-hosts tonight, because you know how badly I flub up everything. So thank you to Karen, Ken, and Mike. So let us now hear from that guy, Ken Porter. Hey!
All right. Oh, that's how you make everybody quiet. You press that button. Cool. All right. Now this is interesting because I've got the lyrics up here, and if I'm careful, I can actually cover up the camera with it. But I'm gonna cover a song. Like, what else do I ever do? Almost. But I'm gonna cover a song that was written by Kathy Danielson. So a fair number of you folks know Kathy. And Karen, can you hear me all right? Okay, Karen, can you hear the drum?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, so much for a sound check. Now, I have a pitch pipe here next to me too, because this is without guitar. I think they call that a cappella or something like. I'm a walking, I'm a moving down the road, I'm a walking so fine. Trouble, don't worry me now, keep on walking, walking down the road. This journey's so hard sometimes as I'm walking, walking down the road. Yeah, to keep on moving in a very straight line, keep on walking, walking down the road. I'm a walking, I'm a moving down that road. I'm a walking so fine. Trouble, don't worry me now. Keep on walking, walking down that road. I wait and I pray and I ask what to do as I'm walking, walking down the road. And I feel your sweet hands pulling me through. Keep on walking, walking down the road. I'm a walking, I'm a moving down the road. I'm a walking so fine. Trouble, don't worry me now. Keep on walking, walking down the road. Well, I stop for directions 'cause I've lost my way as I'm walking, walking down the road. In the searching is the finding, some would say. Keep on walking, walking down that road. Well, I'm a walking, I'm a moving down the road. I'm a walking so fine. Troubles, don't worry me now. Keep on walking, walking down the road. Well, I'm a walking, I'm a moving down the road. I'm a walking so fine. Troubles, don't worry me now. Keep on walking, walking down the road. Keep on walking, walking down the road. Keep on walking, walking, walking down that road.
Oh.
Hey, nice job, Ken. Ken Porter, everybody.
Hey, Ken.
Great job, my friend. Great job, my friend.
Thank
Great
you.
choice.
Nice going, nice going. And next on our list is my dear partner since 2009 of Rosendale Open Mic, Mr. Mike Delaney, who all this year has been doing his Resist, bunch of songs that I'm not sure what he's going to play tonight, but we know it's going to be great. Mike Delaney, everybody.
Thank you. Let's see, I'm unmuted. So this is the opening scene to to Petty Dictator, the musical. And as the scene opens, the obese, fat-tanned Petty Dictator is caressing a tin pot filled with cheeseburgers while he binges on Fox News. And even though he has everything he could ever need, he still has wishes. My wish is rather humble. My wish is rather small. My wish is to be the hugest. A great wish, that's all. As I eat from my dictator's tin pot, greasy burgers washed down with copious cokes. My wish is to be omnipresent. My wish is not to be a joke. I won't stop till I get my wish, though my style can be pathetic. My great branding will keep me rich. Welcome to the Trump pandemic. I wished to be in real estate, casinos, hotels, and golf courses. Then the university, steak, water, and a few race horses. Now I chowed on rewriting history, turning truth into lies. My wish is to be all-pervading. I'm hungry, pass the fries. I won't stop till I get my wish, though my style can be pathetic. My great branding will keep me rich. Welcome to the Trump pandemic. In virus-spreading rallies, I spout with urgency. My ego's being stoked by this global emergency. I focus on my branding. I have to keep up the drama. I have to screw all the little people and everything and undo everything Obama. I won't stop till I get my wish, though my style can be pathetic. My great branding will keep me rich. Welcome to the Trump pandemic. I don't care about guns, abortion, and immigrants. Only ratings, nicknames, and supplicants. I wish to own the land, sea, and air. I've got it. Trump care. I won't stop till I get my wish, though my style can be pathetic. My great branding will keep me rich. Welcome to the Trump pandemic. I won't stop till I get my wish, though my style can be pathetic. My great branding will keep me rich. Welcome to the Trump pandemic. Welcome to the Trump pandemic.
Whoa! Mike Delaney, everybody! What a guy! And you wonder why we started together. That's beautiful, Mike.
All right. Nice.
And years ago, ago, Mike did a thing called Open Mic the Musical. Boy, things have changed, huh? Now it's going to be the Petty Dictator. Is that the right title?
Petty Dictator, yes, the musical.
I can't wait for it to come out. I bet Christine can help you with a real
Yeah,
good video. You do it well yourself, though.
there you go.
Next up, we have
Thank you.
we haven't had it ROM for a long time. Ann Sandstrom is in the house, and it's so great to see you, Ann.
Great to be here.
Looking forward to hearing you. So let's hear it for Ann Sandstrom, everybody. That's great.
Okay, Anne, remember you have to unmute yourself.
Well, it's fabulous to be here. It's fabulous, not like I said when I first arrived. No parking, no traffic, no Jamaica Way. Great. This is one of my most recent songs, not the most recent. Let me just move one thing here. And this is called I Walked with an Angel. She twisted my spine. She took my pain like communion. I drank my pain like wine, sweet wine. Someplace higher. Looking for a tender hand, someone to pull me through. Suddenly I understand, I've been looking for you, only you. Search the whole world over, your familiar face. You hold out a tender hand, you're leading me to believe this is the promised land. The part of me still grieves. I still grieve. I walked with an angel. I walked with an angel. I walked with an angel. I walked with an angel.
Beautiful, Ann. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. So great to have you back with us too. It's a real treat.
Oh, well, thank you. It's fabulous to be here.
Yeah, and
Hey.
like you said, you didn't have to worry about parking, so that's really a treat for all of us.
Beautiful.
There was a question about whether that was played in open tuning.
Oh, funny you ask. Yes, it's one of my more unusual tunings. It's C, G, D, F, B flat, D. So I think it's technically a G minor 7 sus4 tuning.
Oy vey. Too much information for this guy. I know three chords.
Christine, did that help?
The alternative tuning.
Yeah, like a
Oh my goodness. Well,
that's more
thank you again, Ian. And next up on our wonderful list of performers is our very wonderful friend, Mr. Chris Morgan, everybody. So let's hear it for Chris Morgan, everybody. I like hearing it before we mute everybody. Yay, Chris. Take it away.
Okay, how's that? Can you hear me?
Woo, yeah.
Excellent. Okay, I'm going to go back and sit down and trying out a new mic and all here. So, so you can hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Great. Okay, I'm going to do The More I See You, which is a song I've always loved. And I figured it was written in the 70s or 80s. It's 75 years old. It was written in 1945 by Harry Warner. And so I thought it'd be fun to arrange it with a harp accompaniment. So this is my harp. It may look like a synthesizer, but the more I see you, the more I want you. Somehow this feeling just grows and grows. With every sigh, I become more mad about you, more lost without you, and so it goes. Can you imagine how much I love you? The more I see you, as years go by, I know that the only one for you can only be you. My arms won't through you, my heart won't cry. Can you imagine how much I love you? The more I see you, as years go by, I know the only one for me can only be you. My arms won't free you, my heart won't cry. Can you imagine how much I love you? The more I see you, as years go by, I know that only one for me can only be you. My arms won't free you, my heart won't try.
Hey, Chris Morgan, everybody.
Beautiful.
Great job, Chris. Thanks so much. That was great. It's always good to. It's so nice to see so many faces I haven't seen for so long, and some brand new faces that I haven't seen yet. So it's really, and I haven't heard yet thus far. But this next face is going to be somebody that that Mike and I and everybody, many of us have known for a long time. So let's hear it for Angela Michelli, everybody. Angela is next. Let's hear it for Angela Michelli. Up in the North Shore of Massachusetts.
Didn't realize it was me next.
That's you next, and then we'll have Tom Maynard. Thank you for that, Angela. So it's you next, then Tom Maynard, then Dan Zampino, and then oy vey, somebody else that I don't even want to. Ooh, it's that close.
Yeah, I don't like
Okay.
it like that. I told you. Put it on this plate.
All right, ready?
Angela, are you ready? If not,
I'm ready. No, I'm ready.
Okie dokie.
This song is called Testing Tracing. And my being a psych nurse, an RN, can you see my guitar?
It's very dark, Angela.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
No, the answer is no. We see
can't-
more ceiling than we do guitar.
Okay, then I need to move this.
Yeah, move the screen. Yep. Now we can see.
No, now you can't see me, but.
Yeah, your head's dropped off now. All this technology. Now both are seen.
Okay, I think I got it now.
You do. It's perfect.
So this song is called Testing Tracing, and my being an RN, nurse practitioner in psych, and having a lot of friends and family that are in the medical field and going through so much around this pandemic.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Angela, just unmute yourself again. I didn't see anybody unmute. So.
Okay, did you hear my intro?
Yeah, we heard most of it.
Okay, so testing tracing, and I'm an RN, and I feel like this is very important aspect of what we need to do to deal with this pandemic, and I really wanted to stress it. In the beginning, you refused the tests sent to you by our allies, stating they weren't the best. Another one of your manufactured lies. What is it with you and tests? Flunking out, did daddy play fixer? Cheating now with a cheater's past. You manipulate the numbers, gambling trickster. Testing, tracing, testing, tracing, testing, tracing, testing, tracing. My flag is my mask. 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 Testing, tracing, testing, tracing, testing, tracing, testing, tracing. Will lead us out of this mess. Will lead us out of this mess. You think if you don't test, the virus will magically cease to survive. Your mind is like a hornet's nest. You put your power-grabbing paws before our lives. I'll assure you this is not going to end well. Refusing to have feds help pay for the necessary tests to trace this virus away. Testing, tracing, testing, tracing, testing, tracing, testing, tracing. My flag is my mask. 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 Tracing, testing, tracing, testing, tracing. Will lead us out of this mess. Will lead us out of this mess. What is it with you and tests? Gambling with the numbers as you often do. Cheating now will deny you rest. Your red tie is gonna strangle you. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful, Angela. Oh, God.
Thank you.
Beautiful, Angela. I forgot I turned myself off for a minute to run the puppy for a second. But that was beautiful, Angela. And
Thank
it was
you.
it was a lovely comment from Christine Lavin that
I didn't see it. Yeah,
oh,
thank
she's
you.
the music
Thank you, Christine.
really matches the lyrics well. So
Thank you.
that was from Christine. So and she's one that knows. So next up on our list, let me see my little tiny list, is going to be a very dear friend, Mr. Tom Maynard, everybody. Let's hear it for Tom Maynard. All right, Tom. It's always great to see you, Tom.
So has everybody been muted so I can be unmuted, or are we waiting?
Go for it.
All right, I think I'm unmuted now.
You are.
Excellent. Thank you, Ken. Wow, what an evening so far. Whew. Some very, very powerful music. And really, really enjoyed Christine's mini set. I did want to call out that, well, I've been sort of following what's been going on with Michael Smith lately, and I wanted to do a Michael Smith song this evening. So I'm gonna do the Dutchman, and sending it out to Michael. The Dutchman's not the kind of man to keep his thumb jammed in the dam that holds his dreams in. But that's a secret only Margaret knows. When Amsterdam's golden in the morning, Margaret brings him breakfast. She believes him. He thinks the tulips bloom beneath the snow. He's mad as he can be, but Margaret only sees that sometimes. Sometimes she sees These are unborn children in his eyes. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the side of sea. Long ago, I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me. The Dutchman still wears wooden shoes, his cap and coat are patched with love that Margaret sewed there. Sometimes he thinks he's still in Rotterdam. He watches tugboats down canals and calls out to them when he thinks he knows the captain. Till Margaret comes to take him home again, to unforgiving streets that trip him, though she holds his arm. Sometimes he thinks he's alone and he calls her name. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the side of sea. Long ago, I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me. The winters whirl the windmills round, she wraps his muffler tighter, they sit in the kitchen. Some tea with whiskey keeps away the dew. He sees her for a moment, calls her name out. She makes a bed up singing some old love song. A song Margaret learned when it was very new. He hums a line or two, they sing together in the dark. The Dutchman falls asleep, and Margaret blows the candle out. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the side of sea. Long ago, I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me. The Dutchman's not the kind of man to keep his thumb jammed in the dam that holds his dreams in. But that's a secret only Margaret knows. Thanks very much.
That's
That was
Smith.
Great job. Bravo.
I love it when you do
Really
that
nice.
song, Tom.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
That's me every
yeah.
Oh my goodness, that was just wonderful.
It was beautiful.
Yeah,
So much.
what a guy he is.
nice tribute.
And it was a very good tribute. Yes, it was beautiful, and he's a wonderful man too. Now after Tom, we're gonna have Dan Zampino. Everyone, let's hear it for Dan Zampino. All.
Okay, I guess I'm on.
You are.
Yep.
Okay. It's
You have to unmute yourself now.
now I'm back to unmuted. All right. The greatest president since Lincoln wanted the churches to be filled on Easter Sunday. So He didn't quite get what he wanted, but there were a number of them that chose to do that anyway. So I wrote this poem called Easter Sunday in a Time of COVID. This is the minister who's protesting the shutdown. He wants people. He wants the churches filled, just as the greatest president since Lincoln wants. So, in the manner of a sermon, the sanctuary of these walls confines us to the comforted. We congregate, but in defiance of hostile disbelievers. They who wear the rival masks of God do not embrace them. In the nestle of our communal church, God's good grace enters as a thief in a sickly night. Behind this wall of love, we are protected from the corona sickles of science. Our enlightened light stirs from within, reminding us that outside all is darkness. Light and darkness. We know this to be true, for we are anointed, blood smeared, blood on our hands. His word has ensnared us in his holy breathing. We are entwined like butterflies inside a whirlwind. Scripture tells us in the beginning was the breath. Upon the waters he brooded his breath. Undeterred words of fury. Do not believe those who do not believe. Like the apostles confounded by the world's forgetfulness, we refuse modern man's flies of medicine. Who puts the rock away? Who denies us our right to worship? Skeptics ask, doubters doubt this joyous cocoon from where we are comforted, and from where our holiness intercedes with a cough, hot-blooded and lightheaded, and feverish with delirium. It is sickness unto death. Blood-red sputum dispatches a second cough, and soon there is a chorus of coughs. Pentecostal coughing, we are on fire, speaking in words of divine contagion. Lightheaded and feverish, we are the children of the light, light against darkness. In raptures of coughing contagion, fury at the impostors of reason, whose oppressive folly forbids our gathering. But what does reason tell us about salvation? Is reason an ever a fever of flames? So we are coughing in tongues, spreading the seeds of our Pentecostal contagion. We are souls on fire. A microbe's agency infests us with God's intoxication. Laughter inside these churchly confines, the infection of our communion, our illness of faith, the communion of our infection, ordination into a new thing. A new kind of faith is being born, induced by illness. Singing and dancing and praying and coughing. We shudder at what is revealed. Righteousness of the breath. The world is a breath. From this Easter congregation we migrate, baptizing disbelievers in the microbes of our truth. We are free from the laws of nature. We are free from the appeasement of science in its deprivation of the miraculous. Blood smeared and the blood of holy sputum. Our coughing is the delight of divine expression. God can translate these dry heaves into prayer, our wafting tongues submerged in a fury of fire. God walks among us, but only for those who mingle inside his house. It is here we are insulated from the infections of science. Sometimes there is more to life than health. Sometimes we have to die before we are born. Thank you.
Whoa.
Pretty powerful,
Wow,
Dan.
Very
Dan.
powerful, Dan.
Wow.
Thank you so much. That's wonderful. Thank you both.
Okay, thank you.
Angela and Dan, wonderful job. Great. Oh boy. You're all in for a real treat right now. Uh, I'm not sure what that means, but is everybody still muted? I think, yeah. I guess I'll just say that I'm next, and uh, and so I know Christine. I've seen things about open tuning and this tuning and that tuning. For those of you who know me personally, and that's a lot of you in this room, you know I don't play any tuning at all. I'm lucky I can have this tuning thing on my top of my guitar to do anything at all. and I only know
God,
about
man.
3 chords, and that's G, C, and maybe D, something like that, and G or something. But so this one song, it's a very short song. Thank God, it's chords that I've never seen before. So I'm gonna try it. And for those of you in the YouTube audience, no laughing and no throwing tomatoes at me, but I'm gonna give it a try. And it was a song written by Paul Simon, and it's something that really means a lot to me. The words of it and the sentiment of the entire song, and it's called Old Friends. Because not only are so many of you my old friends, but some of you who are brand new to me in this room are my new friends, and they're my lasting friends. And my friends, especially in this era that we're going through right now, the song really says it right at the end. That's all that's left to us. Our friendship is something that's a really strong bond. So I'll stop talking, and I'm going to try to play this very short song. And I've never played these chords before, so give me a break, okay? All right. So let me give it a try. Old friends, old friends, sat on their park bench like bookend. A newspaper blown through the grass falls on the round toe of the high shoe of the old friend. Old friend, winter companions, the old men, lost in their overcoat, waiting for the sunset. The sounds of the city sifting through the trees, settle like dust on the shoulders of the old friend. Can you imagine us years from today, sharing the park bench quietly? How terribly strange to be 70. Old friend, memory brushes the same year, silently sharing the same fear. And I left out the thing that I was going to do. Time it was, and what a time it was. A time of innocence, a time of confidences. Long ago it must be, I have a photograph. Preserve your memories, that's all that's left you.
Neil, that was
Beautiful.
Nicely done.
Neil.
Great.
Beautiful.
Nice, Neil.
You can tell why I
Wow.
don't play very often.
That brings back memories.
Oh, that
Best
was
song on that
fabulous.
album.
Thanks for breaking my heart, Neil.
Very nicely done.
Thank you, thank you.
Beautiful.
I just wanted to get it going.
Beautiful song. That was beautiful.
I love that song. Now, there is another person who is new to us, I believe. Let me see if I don't make sure. Doug, are you in the room with us?
Yeah.
Yes, you are. Doug is in the room. So let's hear it for Doug Cohn. Am I pronouncing that correctly, Doug?
That's right. Yeah.
All right, let's hear it for Doug Cohn, and let's give him a warm Rosendale open mic welcome. It's his first time here, and welcome to ROM, Doug. And let me pin you because I don't.
Okay,
Right.
thank you.
You're
It's
good.
actually not my first time, but I haven't been for a long time. So I've been renovating my John Prine repertory. So this is one of the ones that I've learned recently. Well, it got so hot last night, I swear, couldn't hardly breathe. Heat lightning burned the sky like alcohol. I sat on my porch, out my shoes, and I watched the clouds roll by as the headlights raced to the corner of the kitchen wall. Mama dear, your boy is here, far across the sea. Oh, that sacred core burns inside of me, and I feel a storm all wet and warm, not 10 miles away, approaching my Mexican home. Oh my God, I cry, it's so hot inside, you could die in the living room. Take the fan off from the window, prop the door back with a broom. Well, the cuckoo clock has died a shock, and the windows feel no pain. The air's as still as the throttle on a funeral train. Mama dear, your boy is here, far across the sea, waiting for that sacred core burns inside of me, and I feel a storm all wet and warm, not 10 miles away, approaching my Mexican home. Well, my father died on the porch outside on an August afternoon. I sipped bourbon and cried with a friend by the light of the moon. Well, it's hurry, hurry, step right up. It's a matter of life or death. The sun's going down and the moon's just holding its breath. Mama dear, your boy is here, far across the sea, waiting for that sacred core burns inside of me, and I feel a storm all wet and warm, not 10 miles away, approaching my Mexican home.
Nice job.
Really great,
Yeah.
great voice. Also,
Beautiful.
also, that's about the best sound that Kurt all make, the best sound quality. What's your secret, Douglas?
Yes.
No secret. I have a USB mic on. That might be helping.
Okay.
Actually, overall.
Nice job. A beautiful song too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a John Prine song that isn't, but that's what a great night. Thank you all for that part of it too.
A USB mic.
And
Yeah, well,
thank you very
something.
much. And next up on our list is our very, very dear friend, Mr. Chris Lee. Chris, you ready to go?
All right, Chris. Oh, yeah.
Well, we're glad you're a guest. So, how are you, Chris? Say hi to PJ too. Hi, PJ. I can see you in the background.
Yep.
Okay, Chris, unmute yourself. Have to unmute yourself, Chris.
That should be
There you go.
working now. Being not a very prodigious writer, I steal a lot of songs from a guy named Jim Polana. This is one of his songs that I heard many years ago, and it pretty much says it all. It's called Home at Last. Speak to you, or make your eyelids move, or wake the dreaming from your face. I won't talk about all I'm feeling now. It's a melody that miles cannot erase. Take those words and write them on your walls. You can see them when the morning sunlight falls. Just the things I knew when I was loving you. And I was home at last. Hear the clock imply the time is slipping by. In the darkness where we lay, and I hold you close, feel you breathing low. It's a melody I've tried so hard to play. Now my fingers seek to find it on the strings and hold the magic of this time. It makes me sing just the things I knew when I was loving you. And I was home at last. Much to say about those other days, but you never asked to know how I came to you after falling through, taking chances down some dead-end roads. Now across your face, think I see my own. And it's a portrait of a time I've seldom known. It's just the things I knew when I was loving you. And I was home at last. sun will fall, the dancing curtain wall, and you leave your dreams behind. And when you turn to me, I wonder if you'll see the story written on my face about tonight. But for now your thoughts have found another place, and in the morning there'll be other truths to face, not the things I knew when I was loving you. And I was home at last. And I was home at last.
Beautiful, Chris. Wow.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Beautiful.
Wonderful song.
Really nice.
Jim Polana is quite the songwriter, but you give his song real definition, Chris. Thank you for that. And
Thank you
say
so
hi
much.
Thank you. And please say hi to PJ for us. I saw her in the background there.
Yeah, she'll make an appearance.
She will. She will. Next up is our wonderful, dear other co-host and wonderful dear friend. Hi, PJ. Good to see you, honey. Good to see you. Be well and stay well. Next up is our dear Karen Sauer, our other co-host for tonight, and she just does about everything for us here at ROM. So let's hear it for Karen Sauer, everybody.
Okay. Well, this is sacrilege to play what I'm going to play after that beautiful song, but there you have it. I think somebody mentioned the Tulsa rally tonight that went on a few weeks ago. So this is a parody about that rally from the viewpoint of a believer, and it's a Beatles song. And I'm sorry Bo's not here because he's the one who got me to learn this song in the first place, and I played it with the Millis Burfeld band, but this is my take. For the benefit of my personal rights, I'm heading to a rally tonight for my president. The tickets went fast, but I got mine. I only waited 2 days in line to say I went. Forget the straight news from the liberal line, Democrat part of the press. In his way, Mr. T is changing the world. I don't want to look like a horse's ass, so I ain't gonna wear a mask. I'll go for it. I signed away my right to sue, but COVID's just a little flu. I'll get over it. Mr. T has told his supporters this event will be second to none. And he's a man who sticks to his guns. The rally went off just as planned, though some of the president's staff got banned for testing positive. They say it flopped, but that's just puff. Sure, the arena was not quite full, but the cause of it was a tremendous crowd of Trumpsters who stayed at home and watched us on TV. I feel like I'm part of history. If he wants me to drink the Kool-Aid, it's fine with me.
Oh,
Wonderful.
Karen.
I love it.
That was Clorox.
I'm sorry, Boviner missed that.
I am too. I am too. But
Where are we? Where
that
are
was
we?
a great song,
God,
Karen.
Good.
And just so you
know how to
all
work
know,
this.
I'm not sure if it's actually in my
You are, yeah.
most recent list, but a slight change in the next performer is going to be our very dear friend,
Darren.
Mr. Tom Smith, everybody. So let's hear it for Tom Smith.
Darren, PJ.
All right, Tom.
You guys got to
Tom, you
write
can
something
talk a
about
little bit about to have good news about.
I have good news.
I saw in your email today. All the great paperwork of planting in a drought.
Well, yeah, I did release a new album right in the middle of a pandemic. Perfect timing. I think what I want to sing about though is wait, I'm hearing some noises in the background. I'm sorry.
We're gonna mute everybody.
Let's mute it all.
Okay. Okay. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm getting a little Zoom tired. But not this company. I love being here. But let me just sing about Zoom fatigue. It's good to be with you this evening. I miss you all. I'm going off the grid to join the slow crowd where phones are not allowed. I'll trash my data from the cloud, tell my laptop I'm done with it, and when I close the lid I'm leaving no trace. Imagine meeting people face to face. I'm going off the grid. Gonna press my knuckles in the sourdough and knead the morning sun into the rising bread, where the strains of an old banjo can chase the noises from my head. Yeah, I'm going off the grid. I'll take my clothes off, skinny dipping in a trough, doing things I love and dancing like a little kid, embracing everything I hit. I'll walk an old path, I'll take my lessons from the past. I'm going off the grid. I've got a new song for this old guitar, and I'll sing it like a katydid. I'll spread my wings to a falling star and catch it in a baseball mitt. Yeah, I'm going off the grid. Who's going with me? Yeah, me too. I'll be working every day outside. Gonna bake an apple pie. I'll catch my dinner with a fishing pole. I've gotta feed my soul. I wanna breathe the cool, clear air into a life in disrepair. I've gotta change the way I live. Yeah, I'm going off the grid to mend my lifestyle. I'll be turning down the dial, tuning up a smile. I'll fake it till I'm making it, and when I close the lid on my old ways, I'll be living healthy days. I'm going off the grid. If you need me, you could meet me off the grid.
Yay, Tom.
Great. Wonderful. Great song.
I love it. Never cease to amaze us with your songs, Tom. Thanks so much for coming tonight, too.
Thank you. It's a lovely group tonight.
Oh, it really is. It really is.
Great to hear you.
Thanks so much. Next up on our list is our very dear friend and our wonderful, you never know what he's going to do. Let's hear it from Mel Gluskin, everybody. Yeah, Mel.
Yay, hi, Mel.
Unmute yourself, Mel.
I just want, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I just gotta plug my earphones in. So, It's nice to see everybody in 2 dimensions, but I'm hoping eventually to see people in 3 dimensions. So, I tied 2 short songs together. First one's called Nut and Honey, and the other one is called Joni Mitchell Meets Lou Reed.
Hey, nice going, Bill.
Wow.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Nice. Let's go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next up on our list, let me just read the next few. Actually, is gonna be Ron Cummins, followed by Diane Holbrook, followed by Carolyn Winston, and then John Zaya, and then Roberta Lamb after that. I'll the rest of the list a little bit after that. So next up is Ron Cummins, everybody. Let's hear it for Ron. Welcome back to Ron.
Thanks, Neil.
Okay.
Gonna steal from cover Chris Christopherson from my secret undisclosed location / the second spare bedroom. I woke up Sunday morning with no way to hold my head that didn't hurt. And the beer I had for breakfast wasn't bad, so I had one more for dessert. I fumbled through my closet for my clothes and found my cleanest dirty shirt. Washed my hair and combed my face, stumbled downstairs to greet the day. lit my first and watched a young kid cursing at a can he was kicking. Across the street and caught the Sunday smell of someone frying chicken. And my buddy Chris wrote some really great words here, and I think I went ahead and sang them too early. That's the important part. On a Sunday morning sidewalk, wishing, Lord, that I was stoned. 'Cause there's something in a Sunday make a body feel alone. And there's nothing short of dying that's half as lonesome as the sound of the sleeping city sidewalks Sunday morning coming down. By the park I saw a daddy with a laughing little girl that he was swinging. I stopped by that Sunday school again and listened to this song they were singing. Headed back for home, and somewhere far away a lonely bell was ringing. It echoed through the canyon like the disappearing dreams of yesterday. On a Sunday morning sidewalk, wishing, Lord, that I was stoned. 'Cause there's something in a Sunday that make a body feel alone. And there's nothing short of dying half as lonesome as the sound sleeping city sidewalks Sunday morning coming down. Of the sleeping city sidewalks Sunday morning coming down.
Beautiful, Ron.
Yeah, really nice.
Love that song.
Love your voice too. Yeah.
Now I guess there's a change of position in that very same room, and our next guest of honor is
In the same room.
Everybody, let's hear for Diane Holbrook, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Diane. So great to see you.
Please unmute yourself, Diane. Please unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
There it is. All right. Hi, everybody. So I'm in the room in the house that I bought that I love very much. And this is the song about how I found the original owners of this house. You guys have heard it before. Steve's already nodding like, oh boy, this is a song. It's called, what is it called? It's called Flowers on a Wall. Behind the wallpaper, what's this I see? Little drawings looking at me. They were drawn by a child, and above them a name. Patsy, it said, word and artist the same. Who was this young girl, I wanted to know? And how old was she now, and where did she go? Were there brothers and sisters, which flowers changed my view of my home. When we open our eyes and notice little things, we're led in ways we didn't plan. If we pay close attention, the answers might be there. Do we really think we see it all? Oops. Do we notice flowers on a wall? Well, I wondered a while, and then I quickly gave up. There were too many Patsies, I had no such luck. Till one summer day, I was out in the street, and a woman walked by. What she told me was sweet. She said she knew Patsy and they were best of friends. And she came in to visit, took photos to send. She said Patsy lived far away with her dad, and her mom died this year, which made me so sad. When we open our eyes and notice little things, we're led in ways we didn't plan. If we pay close attention, the answers might be there. Do we really think we see it all? Do we notice flowers on a wall? Well, imagine my joy when that first message came. Hi, I'm Patsy, yes, I lived there. The house looks the same. Yes, those are my flowers. I was quite little then. Dad gave me permission, draw in pencil, not pen. So now my house wasn't just a roof and some floors. Children once lived here, there were slamming of doors, and bikes and footsteps on stairs, and bikes out back, and kids, oh, where is it? And kids barging in to grab a snack. And I live in this house now, and I love it so well. And it still needs lots of work, you certainly can tell. But it once chose a family of children, you see. And now it's my turn. For my house, it chose me. When we open our eyes and notice little things, we're led in ways we didn't plan. If we pay close attention, the answers might be there. Do we really think we see it all? Do we notice flowers on a wall? Flowers on a wall. Flowers on a wall.
That was great, Diane.
Really
Oh, I
nice.
love
heard
that
that
song.
song.
Really nice.
Love that song.
Beautiful.
Wonderful.
Very touching.
I
Oh,
got didn't
one of
realize.
my favorite Diane songs.
Yeah, I remember that song from long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. And Mornings with My Guitar and
Yeah.
Little Blackbird. Just writes a lot of good songs.
Yeah, she does.
Yes, she does. That's for sure. Next up is probably the only human being I've actually seen in person in many, many weeks now. That's not family. And so our next performer is my very dear friend and a lot of our very dear friends, Carolyn Runquist, everybody. Let's hear it for Carolyn. Great to see you.
Okay.
Carolyn, please unmute yourself.
You need to unmute yourself.
In two places. Now can you hear me? All right. All right. So obviously technology is my forte or not. So this is just a cover John Prine. I don't know if you guys have the ability to make it into a sing along, but you all know it. I'm an old woman, and after my mother, old man is another child's grown old. Dreams were thunder, thunder or desire. This old house would have burned down a long time ago. Make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to. Trying to believe in just living, just a hard way to go. When I was a young girl, I had me a cowboy. Weren't much to look at, just a free rambling man. Oh, but that was a long time, no matter how I tried. The years, they just flow by like a broken down dam. Make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to. Trying to believe in just living, just a hard way to go. There's flies in the kitchen, I can hear them there buzzing. You know I ain't done nothing since I woke up today. Tell me, how can a person go to work in the morning, come home in the evening and have nothing to say? Make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to. Trying to believe in just living, just a hard way to go.
Great, Carolyn. Beautiful.
Good job, Karen.
Thank you. Boy, oh boy. Look at that. So good to see you again.
Very nice. Beautiful song.
We had a wonderful socially distanced dinner the other night, and then we even went out for ice cream and ate outside. So that was great. But anyway, one thing I did want to say that I neglected to say before, the people that gave us Rom a home when we didn't have one, I believe are probably listening on YouTube right now. They were originally going to be coming into our room of Zoom, But I just want to give a shout out to Sandra Vasquez as well as Liliana Ruiz, who are very dear friends, and they've meant so much to Mike and myself and to all of us in our Romulan community. And I just want to give a shout out if you're out there in YouTube land, whether it's tonight or whether you see it archived like others will do. Thank you so much to all of you. By them for so long, and it's just a wonder. So next up on our list will be, and I'm going to read a few more that are coming up soon. So John Zaire is going to be coming up next. We never know what John is going to bring us. Followed by Roberta Lamb, Mike Williams. I haven't seen Jane Fallon thus far. She's down in Florida, so maybe she'll come on a little later. And Chelsea Spear, and then Jimmy Tingle will going to be with us as well. And then we'll be coming up with Shanna and Address, who's in Texas, and Robert John Constantine. And I don't see him yet thus far either, but we'll see.
I'm not sure if he's going to make it. He had some equipment failures.
Okay,
but he was hoping to.
And but we also do have Stephen Martin and Branson Bofat and Mike Pryor. So all sorts of good stuff still to come. So let's hear it for John Zaire, everybody. Yeah, John!
Please unmute
Hi
yourself.
there. Tonight I'm going to do a standard jazz tune called Black Orpheus. A bunch of people have done it. It's the only one I could find a good backing track for, so we'll give it a try. Can you hear me all right? Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
See if this works. Bear with me.
One, two, 1, 2, 3.
beautiful.
Outstanding.
Number 16, John.
Nice. Go, John.
And I could see Roberta Pearl Lamb dancing through the whole thing, and I was trying to do it, but I don't dance as well as Roberta does. But John, that was fabulous. Thank you. That was great. That was great. And so next up, speaking of Roberta, is Roberta Pearl Lamb. So let's hear it from Roberta. We haven't seen her in a long time.
Hey guys, I'm sorry for all the distractions. I'm in a different room that has air conditioning, and anyway.
Okay, I'm going to everybody, then you need to unmute yourself. Can you unmute yourself?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, good.
Okay, great. I'm so sorry for all the distractions. I'm trying to futz with this. I've got this ridiculous light reflecting. So anyway, I'm so miss everybody. I'm glad you're alive and well. My heart is just heavy with missing everyone. And this next song I'm going to sing is a cover, and it's really dedicated to all the people that we've lost. It's a cover by Carla Bonoff. It's called Goodbye, My Friend. It's kind of sad, sorry. Oh, we never know where life will take us. I know it's just a ride on the wheel, and we never know when death will shake us, and we wonder how it will feel. So goodbye, my friend. I know I'll never see you again, but the time together through all the years will take away these tears. But I'm okay now. Goodbye, my friend. I've seen a lot of things that made me crazy, and I guess I held on to you. You could have run away and left, well maybe, but it wasn't time and we both knew. So goodbye, my friend. I know I'll never see you again, but the love you gave me through all the years will take away my tears. But I'm okay now. Goodbye, my friend. A life so fragile, a love so pure. We can't hold on, but we try. We watch how quickly it disappears, and we'll never know why. But I'm okay now. Good.
that was beautiful.
Nice.
Roberta.
Thank you.
Who do you
Thank
say
you.
wrote that song?
Lovely.
Who wrote that song?
Carla Bonoff.
Wow.
It's lovely.
It's a beautiful song, and she actually wrote it about the passing of her cat. I heard her announce that when she did it. I heard her do it live at TCAN. I want to invite everybody to please come out on Thursday night to the Women in Music Gathering Facebook Live website, WIMG hashtag. It's Women in Music Gathering, because they're doing a showcase this month on Thursday nights of featuring some of the artists in this musical alliance, and I'm the July 16th person, so I'll be doing my originals and just a couple of cherished covers. So please come and join me, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. Go to robertalamb.com and you'll see it on my website, the link. Thank you.
Thank you, Roberta.
Thanks a lot.
Good job. Next up, I have our dear friend, and we haven't seen him in a while. Let's hear it from Mike Williams, everybody.
Yeah.
Unmute.
Are you joined with Carol tonight, Mike? Or?
Nope, just playing solo tonight.
Solo tonight?
Yeah, I've got some new equipment. See how it works.
Oh, okay.
Mike, I'm going to mute everybody. Then you can unmute, please. All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, good.
All right. Excellent. I'm going to do a cover of a song called Southern Nights written by Alan Toussaint. I first heard it on the radio by Glenn Campbell. It was kind of a real rocker, and it got the feeling of summer. But if you listen to his version, it's a very it's very thoughtful and a soulful version. He writes about walking the fields at night in Louisiana with his grandfather, where it was all Creole, and people would talk Creole, and you know, there would be dusk, and he would just see take in the ambience of the night. So he called it Southern Nights. He usually plays it on piano. I'm going to try to get that feel on guitar. Hopefully that comes through. Southern night, have you ever felt a summer night? Free as a breeze, not to mention the trees, whistling tunes you know and love so. Summer nights, just as good as when you close your eyes. I apologize for anyone who can truly say he has found a better way. Feels so good, it's frightening. Wish I could stop this world from fighting. La 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 la, dee da 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 da, Southern skies. Have you ever noticed southern skies? Its precious beauty lies deep beyond the eye, and it goes rushing through your soul like the stories told of old. Old man, he and his dog, they walk the old land. Every flower touched his cold hand. As he slowly walked by, the weeping willow would cry for joy. It cried for joy. Mystery like this and many others in the trees, they all blow in the night, in the southern night.
Nice guitar.
Mike Williams, everybody. Nice job, Mike.
Nice.
The new equipment, color-wise is good. Sound-wise is good. Excellent.
Good.
That's great. I just sent a note to Jane Fallon. Right now, I don't see her on our board, so we're just going to move right along to Chelsea Spears. Chelsea, you ready?
Hey.
Yes, I'm ready. How is everyone tonight?
Hi, Chelsea.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great.
You.
Great to see you. Great
Great to see you again as well. And of course, it's great to see so many new faces and familiar faces. And Karen, it's always good to see you.
I agree with
and I'm actually, my mom has been texting me tonight, and I had to tell her, stop texting me. I'm doing an open mic and Christine Lavin is the feature. And my mom was very excited about this because we had a cassette copy of Bo Woes in. So it's really cool. And apparently Jimmy Tingle is going on after me. So I feel like my mom would be very, pardon?
That's right, he is. And,
Yeah, you're opening for Jimmy Tingle.
Yeah, that's right. Just
no, my mom is very proud right now.
And
so
look what you did,
Chelsea,
well.
before you start, I'm going to mute everybody, and then you can unmute yourself, okay?
Sounds good. All right.
Good.
So as some of you may know, I'm working on an EP inspired by the novel The Idiot by Elif Batuman. And this is the first song I wrote for it, and it's called Ivan. I got a glimpse inside your mind. We don't talk much in real life. It's explicit by design that our paths only cross on time. Yazishma Piri Pishka heavily say correspondence. I'm tired of playing by the rules. I'm sick of waiting weeks for you. Language makes me feel a fool. I ran out of words for you. Yazishma Piri Piska heavenly say correspondence. You're beguiled by my keystrokes. Spirit haunting Matthew's life. Wish I could be who you saw on the screen, but our words are all I have. Maybe our ghost riders should meet. How do you know it's really me? They could keep each other company. We could leave each other be. Yazishma Piri Yazishma, Piri Pisma, Levahisai, correspondence.
Oh, that was great, Chelsea.
Thank you so much.
Great, Chelsea.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
So you can tell Mom Christine's in the room and Jimmy's about to come up right now. Let me just make sure
Excellent.
he knows.
Looking forward to it.
Oh yes. Let me just tell him he's up now.
Hey, Neil.
Oh, you're there, so I don't have to.
Thank you so much.
Listen, everybody, I'd like to introduce to you someone that's never been to Rosendale Open Mic, and we met just this afternoon. It's at Don White's wonderful class, and it's Jimmy Tingle.
Thank you, Neil.
Jimmy Tingle is somebody that
That's hilarious.
It doesn't look like him.
Jimmy Tingle has gone at least 3 decades as a comedian, a writer, an actor, an activist, and an entrepreneur. And we just never know what we're going to hear out of Jimmy Tingle, but welcome to ROM, Jimmy.
Thank you so much for having me tonight. Excellent to be here. I haven't been performing very much at all since this all started, the pandemic. And I've been a little bit paranoid. My wife is really paranoid. Wash your hands, don't touch your face. Wash your hands, don't touch your face. Wash your hands. I'm so paranoid. I'm washing my hands before I get in the shower. in the shower, I'm so paranoid, I'm not touching my face. So my hands are absolutely immaculate. My face is a mess. Doesn't matter. Couldn't leave the house for the first 2 months. A little bit paranoid. I mean, seriously, Tom Hanks, when I heard Tom Hanks came down with the virus, I'm saying, oh my God, if I watch Forrest Gump, am I at risk?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, a little bit scary. Some good news about it though. I think the government came through at least with $1 trillion of relief. I wish the essential workers got more money. The airlines got bailed out. The airlines got $50 billion. And I'm thinking, if we're giving the airlines $50 billion of taxpayer money, we should get some concessions on our end. If we give them $50 billion, how about they give us more leg room?
Yep.
I flew Delta airline right before the pandemic. Delta has a new slogan. We're making your world smaller. Yes. With the size of the seats. Delta Airlines, they had 2 plane crashes this year, 343 people killed. The CEO resigned in disgrace. He got an $81 billion severance package. You got an $81 million golden parachute. That's what the people on the planes needed, parachutes. President Trump today and yesterday said that he's really cracking down more on immigrants coming into the country. He's not going to let students stay unless they're taking courses, unless they're taking at least one course in person. It's so crazy. Here's the thing about this. 35% of all Nobel Prize winners from America are foreign born, okay? 40% of all founders of Fortune 500 companies are foreign born or the sons or daughters of immigrants. It's crazy. And that's on the high end. On the low end, even the people who do sneak into this country would probably make pretty good citizens. I mean, think about this, sneaking into a country to work. That's incredible. That's like somebody breaking into your house to clean it. I want these people in this country. Black Lives Matter. I have to be honest with you, as a white person, when Black Lives Matter first came around, I'm saying, well, really, not in opposition to Black Lives Matter, but to maybe augment it. Shouldn't it really be all lives matter? I mean, all lives should matter, right? And then the more research I did, the more people I listened to. The problem with all lives matter is it's always supposed to have been all lives matter. It was supposed to be all lives matter in the beginning of the country. 1776, the Declaration of Independence, Thomas Jefferson. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, but it obviously wasn't true. 1787, the U.S. Constitution said African Americans 3/5 of a person, so it wasn't true. 100 years later, the Civil War, the Emancipation Proclamation, Abraham Lincoln, it was supposed to be all lives matter then. And of course, it wasn't really true with Jim Crow and Reconstruction. And 100 years later, Martin Luther King Jr., the March on Washington, the Civil Rights Movement, LBJ signing the voters' rights legislation, all lives were supposed to matter. When you look at voting records and legal discrimination and housing discrimination and job discrimination, it still wasn't true. And then 2008, the election of Barack Obama, the first Black president, and it was all lives matter then, but it still wasn't true when you look at housing and discrimination and the wealth gap and the education gap. And it's still not true with the election of Donald Trump. So I do think as a white person, it should be Black Lives Matter so that ultimately all lives matter. Thank you.
That was great, Jimmy. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Glad
Right on.
to talk about it. And,
Amen.
Did a great job.
Yes.
And amen is right.
Amen is right.
And next up is a very, very dear friend, and this is her third show in a row. And my dear friend Shanna in Address is all the way in Texas. She's from Boulder, Colorado, but she's doing a house concert as we speak in Texas. I'm not sure what town. She'll tell us. But let's hear it for Shanna in Address, everybody.
Yay.
Hey, Shanna. Great to see you, my dear.
Good on you.
Shanna. Shanna, please unmute yourself. Shanna, please unmute yourself. Shanna, can you unmute yourself?
Okay.
Of course I did that. All right, I was telling you guys, and you are so important to me that in the middle of this little house concert I'm playing, I kept my phone on and repeatedly checked in on the open mic to see if it was my turn. But so thank you for having me. This part has a little sing-along in it, so you guys can actually do it, and it'll be like real live music, which is what we're doing by real life people. We're real life people. So this song is called Everything and Nothing. I wrote it about how I feel like I can think completely opposite thoughts and believe completely opposite things at the exact same time. I flip-flop, I'm a teeter-totter while time tick-tocks, pulling me apart, and it's hard to pick who I want to be when I'm everything and nothing. I'm anything in between. Everyone's better than me. Can't help but compare, and they're all better than me. Everyone's better than me. I think I'm better than everybody. And all I ever think about is myself. I hate how all I think about is myself. All I ever think about is myself. But when's the last time I took time for myself? I flip-flop, I'm a teeter-totter, while time tick-tocks, holding me apart, and it's hard to pick who I want to be when I'm everything, nothing, I'm anything in between. I don't care about money. Everyone else cares about money, but I don't care about money. But I can't do that, and I can't do that because I need money. Oh, I will walk. I'm a teeter-totter while time tic-tacks holding me apart, and it's hard to pick who I want to be when I'm everything and nothing. I'm anything in between. Oh, I want to change, but maybe not as much as I want to stay the same. But I can't get very far when I'm so lazy, but I work so hard. You guys sing that with me? Feel free to harmonize. I'm a teeter-totter while time tic-tacs pulling me apart, and it's hard to pick who I want to be when I'm everything and nothing. I'm anything in between.
And address all the way from Texas. Thank you, Shanna. It's so great to see you and hear you again. What a great
Thank
job.
you.
And you keep enjoying
Thanks for having
with all
me.
your friends in Texas. Be careful.
Very well. Stay well.
Stay well, please. Be safe.
Everyone is seated 6 feet apart.
There you go. I love it.
All right,
You
I'm
just
glad
be
to hear it.
careful. We're so glad that we got to hear you again. Thanks so much, and we'll see
Thanks
you
for
next
having me, Neil. Have a fun night, you guys.
We love you. Take care, hon.
Bye.
Be well. Now, let me see. Next up in our list is, I know, Ken, you said Robert John Constantine is not going to be with us?
He's not checked in, and he was
Okay.
having tech problems, so move
Okay,
on.
that would bring Mike Breyer up next. Mike, you ready to go? There you go. Mike Breyer, everybody, and there's Marilyn.
Mike, will you say something? I can't. I think you're unmuted.
Yeah, I'm unmuted.
Good.
Hi, folks.
Hi.
Tonight I'm going to play The Maid Behind the Bar. It's an Irish tune.
Michael Breyer, everybody. Thank you, Michael. Great job. Great job. See you. And Marilyn, good to see you as well. How you doing?
Good to see everyone. Thank you.
Good. Good to have the family back, right?
Right.
It's always nice.
You're
All
welcome.
right. And next up, we have two more souls and possibly a third. But next up is going to be our dear friend, Branson Bofat, followed by Stephen Martin. And we'll see. I just got another message. And but let's hear it for Branson Bofat, everybody. Let's go, Branson. And Branson is the person, for those of you who don't know, that gave birth to our virtual ROM open mic. And he did it for the first 2 or 3 times. And he did a great job, and he taught us all a lot about what to do right.
And it really works.
It does. It does. Thank you so much, Branson.
Okay,
Let's
Branson,
hear
I'm
it.
muting you. Please unmute yourself, Branson.
There we go. So I got to apologize to the folks that are at the Catbird Saturday, and really have to apologize to Karen, who's going to have to sit through this for yet a third time. But it's Neil's favorite song that I do, and you know,
I love this song.
you got a horse, you just got to ride.
My favorite song too. It's with my muted.
Yeah, I can't.
Oh, great. Well, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Searching for my buttercup. You know she always bring me up when I'm driving in my truck. You know she always bring me luck. From Baltimore to Buffalo, the state of Maine to Ohio, searching for my buttercup. Now when I was a baby boy, I didn't play with any toy. I run out to the field so green, like a picture in a magazine. I run them fields to and fro, there where the yellow flower grow, searching for my buttercup. Now I grow to be a man. I get out every chance I can. Back out to the fields of green. The sky's blue, the air's clean. Today I went to my surprise, 150 other guys searching for their buttercup. They're crowded, that's okay. I'll play my guitar.
Very nice.
Okay. Thank you for playing my favorite song, Branson. You know that.
That's my favorite Branson song too, dude.
Hey,
That's my
and that
favorite.
and look at that, and that brings us to our next performer and our very dear host of the Catbird Cafe, which so many of us in this little group knows all about. Some
Okay.
don't, but it's a wonderful, and as Stephen always says, it's our sister coffee house.
Okay.
I'd like to introduce to you all Stephen Martin. Let's hear it, Stephen. And Kathy Donlan beside him right there. She's the host
All
of the
right.
host.
Please unmute yourself.
I probably should play a John Prine song, but I haven't practiced it, so I'll do it in 2 weeks because he'll still be dead. So I'm going to do a song that is off of this CD, Virtually Indestructible, by Stephen and the Snake. And it was written by Greg Holden. And Chelsea, you're not the only one that can write songs about books, because this is based on a book by Dave Eggers called What is the What? And what it is the biography basically of a Sudanese immigrant and freedom fighter called Valentino Dengue. So, again, the book is What is the What? I left my home still as a child. I walked 1,000 soaring miles to wait for my father to gather up his tools. He said, my boy, you've got to run. Don't wait for me, don't wait for Mom. We'll come and find you when it's safe for us to move. So I waited many years, held back the pain behind my tears, for my father to come find me like he said. And in those years I was alone, so many years without a home. So I made brothers of a different kind instead. At the time I did not know just how hard the wind would blow towards disaster and the things that I would see. I never found my father, I never found my mother, neither would I know that in my lifetime I would be a hero, born into the masses. To those born without chances, there's a freedom that everyone deserves. I know there's greed and there's corruption. I've seen death and mass destruction. But I'm telling you, and I hope that I am heard, I will not be commended. I will not be controlled. And I will not let my future go on without the help of my soul. I will not be commended. Sing in your home. I will not be controlled. I will not let my future go on without the help of my soul. No, I will not ended. I will not be controlled. I will not let my future go on without the help of my soul.
Oh, Steve, that was
So
great.
that was awesome. That goes off an awesome CD. And Stephen, I don't know if you want to say a few words about what's going on with the project ongoing. A few words.
Well, there are several projects I'm going to do. Of course, the Catbird Cafe that we're on every Saturday night on Zoom. You can just go to the Catbird Cafe Facebook page, and you can get the meeting number and the security code from that. And you're welcome. There's a lot of Romulans that are also Catbirdians and vice versa. So there's a little organization called Musicians for the Greater Good, and we're a bunch of folks that sing songs about social justice. And our newest member is right here with us, Mr. Mike Delaney, one of the, you know, and uh,
Nice air conditioner.
oh, okay. Goodness. I guess, but you'll be hearing from us. We'll be doing free concerts for Mr. Joe Biden and things like that. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. So there's a lot of things coming up, and I'm really happy to say that we're going to have actually two more performers. I was just about to jot to Mike, but Michelle Held is here, and welcome, Michelle. Thank you so much for coming. Welcome to our virtual Rosendale open mic. So a big round of applause for Michelle. I believe first time, and to hear you. And then I think, thankfully, we've got Christine Lavin back with us, and I think Christine's going to close out our night after Michelle. But I'm so glad you got on, Michelle. Sorry for the issues that prevented you from getting on to us.
Yes, Michelle, I'm going to mute everybody, and then would you unmute yourself, please?
I just
You'll have to do that again. Can you unmute yourself again? Thank you.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, I tried to get on in the earlier when it started, and there was one number off that was sent. So I'm sorry I'm late. Are my levels okay?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. I'm gonna play a new song that I wrote with a friend of mine, Whit Hill. It's called Fighter. There was a time you were wishing the world would stop so you could catch up and climb back to the top. You were falling behind. Well, here you go. Now you're 24/7 with your family. Your boss just called with an apology. You always wondered what that would feel like. Now you know. This might not be what you thought you needed. This might not be what you deserve. You gotta hold on tighter, tighter to the letting go. It's hard, I know. Fighter. Hallways coated in fluorescent sun. Torn gloves litter the linoleum. You always wanted to save lives. Well, here you go. But nothing you learned prepared you for this all-out, endless, lonely war. Still every morning, here you go. This might not be what you thought it would be. This might be more than you Just hold on tighter, tight against the undertow. It's hard, I know. Fighter. There was a time you were thinking about leaving town. Then you touched something that took you down. You always wanted to travel. Well, here you go. And they say you can't hear anything except the hiss and blow of some machine. But I'll keep singing till you go. Ooh, 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 this might not be what you thought you needed. This might not be what you deserve. You gotta hold on tighter, tighter to the letting go. It's hard, I know. Fighter, fighter.
Wow.
Michelle Hild, everybody.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
Michelle, where are you located? Where are you located, Michelle?
Where is she?
Where are you located?
I'm in Detroit, Michigan.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So, well, I'm glad you got
That's
on.
amazing.
We've got people from all over the world. And just let me make a quick comment. For those of you who are new this first time, if you throw your email address in the chat, I'll write it down and I'll give it to our wonderful email person, Karen Sauer, and we'll email it to her. And then each time we do a bi-monthly newsletter that goes out, and the sign-up genius is in there, and that's the best way to
Good
sign
idea.
up. We fill up quickly, so it's really great. And now I have the distinct pleasure of bringing this and Ken, the thing you mentioned, did you answer me? I can't think.
Yeah,
That's tomorrow, right?
it is.
It is. Well, I'm not sure exactly how we're going to do this, but before we close our show, I think it's only appropriate to even give it a try unmuted with everybody. I don't know how it's going to work, but my partner, Mike Delaney, is going to be a year older tomorrow. So we're going to say happy birthday to my buddy, Mike Delaney. So let's give it a try. I don't know how it's going to sound, but who cares? He knows we care about him. So, on 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Michael. Happy birthday to you.
Mike! Hey,
we can see you, Mike.
Congratulations.
Did you think you were going to escape?
Yes, I did.
Never gonna happen.
No such luck.
Happen. And Christine, we'll have to bring that happy birthday song up at our next Dawn White meeting, right?
Yeah.
Sort of.
Oh my God.
And listen, I've got the great pleasure to say that Christine Lavin, who's been having a few computer issues tonight, has agreed to close out our night with yet another song. Christine Lavin, everybody.
You know, I would love to pass along a little bit of songwriting advice that I got from Irvin Drake. Irvin Drake wrote the lyrics to Good Morning Heartache, which was Billie Holiday's first big hit. And he also wrote It Was a Very Good Year, the Frank Sinatra song. And he was very good friends with Johnny Mercer, who wrote Stardust and all kinds of great songs. And Johnny Mercer told Irvin told me, and I'm telling you, but this comes from Johnny Mercer. He said, if your song doesn't rhyme exactly, it's because you're not finished working on it. He was so set on having exact rhymes for songs. And with a website like rhymezone.com, there's really no reason to rhyme things like time and kind. People do it all the time, but it's, really serious songwriters strive to have exact rhymes if they can. Real poets can get away with it, like Leonard Cohen, Joni Mitchell, people like that. We let them slide a little bit. But also, Irvin Drake said, when you think a song is finished, put it away into a drawer for at least a couple weeks, then take it out and look at it with an unfriendly eye. Because so many of us, we fall in love with the song, our latest song, and we just love it. We play it. And then by putting it away and giving it a little bit of distance, you can take it out later and realize, I could really improve this. So I think those are two really great bits of songwriting advice from the masters, Johnny Mercer, Irvin Drake, to you.
I'm going to mute everybody, and then would you unmute yourself, please?
Okay. Okay, there we go.
Good.
And this is a song that I actually wrote backwards. I wrote the ending of the song, and I ended up writing the beginning at the end. But I sing it the opposite way that I wrote it. And it's also a reminder, especially for us aging songwriters, that everybody, one of the great things about being an aging songwriter is you have so much more material to draw from. You've got decades of stuff. And sometimes you couldn't write the songs when you were younger for whatever reason, but when you have a little bit of distance, you can. And this is one of those songs. My parents met on the New York City subway back before World War II. Dad said, "Aren't you one of Judge Crawford's daughters?" Mom said, "How do you do?" That's how the conversation started. Above the clickety-clack on a train from the Bronx to Manhattan, when two 20-somethings began to chat. Until that day, what can I say? They were two young commuters, long before there were computers. Until that day, what can I say? Stars align when love is kindly on display. First thing they did after they married was to move north, 50 miles up, to live a life bucolic. They were drinking from the loving cup. Whoops. I played the wrong card. Babies came first, one after another, after another, after another. I am the fourth of 9. They did the best that they knew how to keep us kids in line. It was never easy with a family that size. Thank God for our black Labrador, Spanky, and his gentle, trusting eyes. Sometimes Spanky was the only one in the house to be loved by everyone unconditionally. My oldest sister went to nursing school. My oldest brothers were college bound. Soon I was 2, but for much of that time I was lost, until I found that music gave me purpose. So I saved every dime till I could quit my day job. Took a real long time. And the younger kids all found their way in science, sports, and history. One became a therapist, one became a journalist. He's a bit of a mystery. Some got married, some divorced. Some have kids who are now grown. keep up with their exploits, 'cause they text me on my phone. This is where I started writing. I'm riding the New York City subway. I'm staring at the screen. I look up, there's a little boy pestering his mom. She looks all of 18. A lovely girl sporting earbuds next to a young man sporting earbuds too. But they're both staring at screens, and for all we know, she's in Brooklyn, he's in Kathmandu. I want to introduce them to each other and say, kids, open your eyes. Standing right beside you might be a sweet surprise. But I say nothing as the subway rumbles into the dark. But every now and then I remember as I disembark that years ago conversation started above the clickety-clack on a train from the Bronx to Manhattan when two 20-somethings began to chat. And on the day they started talking, everything was new. You gotta look up from your cell phone so this can happen to you. Until that day, what can I say? They were two young commuters long before there were computers. Until that day, what can I say? Stars align when love is kindly on display.
Beautiful,
Oh,
Christine.
is that
Beautiful. What a light.
absolutely lovely.
Much.
Good night.
That
Did
doesn't
everyone
paint a picture.
What a night.
Hey, you all have a song like that because you all got parents that met somehow. That's your homework assignment. Write a song about how your parents met and how you came to be.
Hey, we'll have to do that. We'll have to do a concert like that, Christine. Good idea.
Yeah.
Another good idea. We'll bring that up. That's great. Listen to each and every one of you. I know the hour is getting late. I cannot thank you all enough for a fabulous, fabulous night. And we're going to have another night like this on our next show is July 27th. And you never know what surprises could be in the offing then. But each and every one of you, of course, are welcome to come and join us again. And like I said, I have most of your emails. If I don't, you can shoot them in there or just shoot them to me at neil@rosendaleopenmic.org and we'll get you on the list. And once the list gets out, sent by Karen, the sign up genius is on there and you can sign right up yourself. So this has been a great night. I thank each and every one of you. Safe driving homes. Like people said, everybody else says, and Mike Delaney always says, make sure you wash your hands, you know? And please be safe, be careful.
Thank you, Neil.
Love you all. Thanks so much for coming. And it's so, like other people I know, it's hard for me to shut right off. So you can leave. You can, if you want to sit around and chat for a while. I know some of you have miles to go before you get home. So, but safe driving.
Yep.
Just be
A lot
well.
of traffic out there.
A lot of traffic out there. So just be careful. And thanks for coming to ROM.
Thank you, Neil.
Thank you, Neil.
Thank
you, Neil.
So much.
Thank you all.
Thank you both. And thank you, Mike. Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Bye.
Sue.
Thank
Good
you,
night, everyone.
co-hosts, Ken and
Take
Karen.
care. Stay well. Good
Stay
to see
well.
everyone.
Thank you, Sue. Good to see you. And
Happy birthday, Mike.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
happy birthday. Happy healthy birthday.
Yes.
yeah. If I knew, I just should have had that cake ready too. I think if
Oh, jeez.
Christine's pie was ready, that would work too.
That would have been the least fattening cake we would have ever had
Yeah,
at
right,
prom.
right.
Yeah. Christine was talking earlier today about doing a pie. making contest, and if we had the pie, you know, that would have been fine. But Michelle, thanks so much for your coming too, and please come back.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you all.
Oh, it's great to meet you.
Sorry I didn't hear you.
Come again. So nice to hear everybody.
Yeah, and Jimmy Tingle, I know you're still there. Thank you for coming. Come back again. And Roberta, it was great to see you. Bo, I mean, John, you're incredible on that violin. Chris, thank you.
Yep.
Like people in Catford.
Thanks, Neil.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Night.
Neil, love you, man.
Love
Take
you
care,
all.
hon.
Take care. Love you.
Love you,
Good night.
Sue.
Love you.
Take care now.
Take
Good
care.
night, everybody.
Love you, Mike.
Great night.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you, Mike.
Kathy.
Happy birthday. Love the
Thanks.
job.
Happy birthday,
Bye,
Mike.
Nikki.
Good night.
Stephen,
Thank you.
Kathy.
All right. Mike Williams, thanks for everything.
Namaste. Namaste.
Yeah.
All right, I'm leaving.
All right. I am too. I just want to make sure that. All right. Good night, everyone.